Learn how to check the parameters of all running machineries and write it in the engine room logbook. In order to maintain the good working condition of the machineries, you need to pay attention to its parameters like pressure, temperature, and levels. Be sure that it is in normal range to prevent any alarms, blackout, slowdown, trip, or shutdown. That is why every watch, constant monitoring of the parameters is necessary and record it in the engine room logbook. And here are the parameters you need to log. For main engine, the exhaust gas temperature for cylinder unit number 1 to 6, main engine jacket cooling freshwater pressure and temperature, main engine fuel oil pressure, main engine fuel oil temperature, main engine lube oil pressure and lube oil temperature, main engine starting air pressure, piston cooling temperature, scavenging air pressure, scavenging air temperature, main engine lube oil cooler, seawater inlet and outlet temperature, lube oil inlet and outlet temperature, main engine jacket cooling freshwater cooler, seawater inlet and outlet temperature, jacket cooling freshwater inlet and outlet temperature, main engine air cooler, seawater inlet and outlet temperature, lube oil differential pressure, number of backwash for main engine fuel oil auto backwash filter, main engine exhaust gas turbocharger inlet and outlet temperature, turbocharger RPM, main engine load, revolution counter, RPM, engine room temperature, seawater pressure and seawater temperature. For auxiliary engine or diesel generator, the load in kilowatt, current, voltage, frequency in hertz, fuel oil pressure, lube oil pressure, booster air pressure, jacket cooling freshwater HT and LT pressure, turbocharger lube oil pressure, exhaust gas temperature for cylinder unit number 1 to 6, turbocharger inlet and outlet temperature, fuel oil temperature, lube oil temperature, jacket cooling freshwater temperature, diesel generator, jacket cooling freshwater cooler, seawater inlet and outlet temperature, jacket cooling freshwater inlet and outlet temperature. For freshwater generator, vacuum, shell temperature, salinity in ppm, jacket cooling freshwater inlet and outlet temperature, condenser seawater inlet and outlet temperature, flow meter reading, and the quantity produced every watch. For air conditioning unit, compressor high or discharge pressure, low or suction pressure, lube oil pressure, condenser seawater inlet and outlet temperature, and the evaporator air temperature. For reefer provision plant, compressor high and low pressure, condenser seawater inlet and outlet temperature, refrigerant level and condenser side glass, and the provision chamber temperature for meat, fish, vegetables, and lobby. For auxiliary boiler, the steam pressure, and the boiler water level. For purifier, check the feed rate, temperature, pressure, and the current. For air compressor, check the crankcase lube oil level, the pressure for first, second, and third stage pressure gauge, and the air bottle air pressure, the service and standby. For sewage treatment plant, the aeration blower pressure. For waste oil incinerator, if running, the pressures and the furnace temperature. For running pumps, check the suction and discharge pressure. For stern tube, pressures and temperatures. Intermediate shaft temperature, shaft grounding device reading, manometers, fuel oil flow meter for boiler, main engine and diesel generator, and the different tank levels, fuel oil settling tank, fuel oil service tank, diesel oil service tank, main engine lube oil sump tank, diesel generator lube oil overflow tank, fresh water tank, drinking water tank, stern tube lube oil tank, steering gear lube oil tank, jacket cooling fresh water tank, and the noon reports data, machinery's running hours, and daily work done are also recorded in the engine room logbook.